distribution. So let us look at them one by one. So so what is material determination and how to achieve this in SAP-ERP? So material determination is nothing but whenever you enter one particular material in the sales order. So now you are trying to enter one material in the sales order, and in case if there is no stock for that material, or if that product is obsolete or it is no more in use and you have another version of the same product, or in case if there are any special promotions that are going on for that particular product, so in those instances the system will automatically replace the product which you have entered during the sales order creation. So how do we achieve that? So ideally speaking, material determination is basically set up using condition technique in SAP. So condition technique, we have seen a few master data. So customer master, material master, customer material info record, and then after that we have something called the condition master. So condition master is nothing but a master record which is maintained based on certain conditions. So now we have different determinations that works based on condition technique. So one such is the material determination. So for this to work, we might need to understand a few terms and how to set up this condition technique. So the first term what you need to understand is the condition table. I will just list down these terms, so then we will go into them one by one and see how to set them up. Then there is something called the access sequence, and then we have something called the condition type, and then we have something called the determination procedure, and then we have something called the condition record. So these are the important terms which we would be discussing for the condition technique. So condition technique primarily is a very important technique which you are required to understand to make automatic data determination. So we have condition techniques that work for material determination. Then we have condition technique for material listing and exclusion. Then we have condition technique for free goods. Then we have condition technique for pricing. Then we have condition technique for outputs. We have condition technique for text. So these are the different different concepts which use condition technique to determine data automatically in the sales and distribution process. So now material determination, today we are discussing on this. So it uses a material determination procedure. So similarly, listing and exclusion will use the listing bar exclusion procedure. Similarly, free goods will use free goods procedure. Pricing will use pricing procedure. Output would use output determination or output determination. Text will use text procedure, text determination. So now let us take up one by one. So what is material determination procedure and what is the significance of having this material determination procedure? So before we go into material determination procedure, let us look at how one example of material determination happens. Okay. So now we are trying to create a sales order. I give the sold to party and ship to party. So now I am trying to enter one particular material. For example, let me enter okay. Here you can see that one material, this is the material what we entered, and there is one more line which got generated with this another material. Now maybe let me try to set up a correct record. This you may not understand this at this point of time. Let me set. I will explain you what this and all means. Just give me a minute. Okay, now let us create a sales order. Now I am entering this material on quantity 10. See, now I entered only ATD21, but it got replaced with ATE21. So if you have not seen that, I will again enter. See, I am entering ATD21, 10 pieces. And if I press enter, ATD21 will get replaced by ATE21. So this is what is called as material determination. So now let us consider a scenario where you are ordering certain products from Amazon or Flipkart somewhere. So when you are trying to order some product, there will be a option for you to select whether you want to have this product packed in a gift wrapper or something like that. Have you seen that option?
Yes, sir.
So when you are trying to order some product, for example, a mobile phone, and you wanted to give it as a gift to someone. So at that time, what you will do, you will select that option that you wanted to have a gift wrapped product. So in those cases, it is the same product, but a different version of that. So it will be a gift wrapped product, and the product remains the same mobile phone, but it will be wrapped differently. So that is one example. So if you don't want that, anyways, you can deselect that option and you will get the standard version of the product. This is one typical scenario. On the other hand, there could be instances where you are trying to order one particular product and the stock for the product is no more available, and you have some replacement of that product for which stocks are available. So in that case, the system will prompt you whether you wanted to select the materials which are having stock. So that is one option. And the other option is the product which you are trying to order is no more being produced or it has become obsolete. So in those cases, the system will again prompt you to select the latest version of the product which is available. So how we can achieve this is what we are going to look at in material determination. So in order to achieve this, the system is using condition technique. So what is a condition technique and how to create master records for this condition technique? So in this condition technique, I have listed down a few terms that you might be required to understand. First is setting up of the condition table, and then we need to set up the access sequence, and then condition type, and then determination procedure, and then last step is to create the condition record, which is called the master data. So this is the master data which you need to create for this determination to work. But before that, you need to set up something. So what is the determination procedure? So this determination procedure will be assigned to our sales document type. We need to first create a determination procedure and assign it to our sales document. So what and all will be present inside the determination procedure? So let us look at how material determination is being set up using this condition technique. So now let us go to tools, customizing, IMG, SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Here you can go and select sales and distribution, basic functions, material determination. So here you can see assign procedures to sales document types. So if you select that, you can see what are the material determination procedures that are assigned to our sales document type. So what is our document type? This OR. So for this OR, we see that there is a material determination procedure A00001 which is assigned. So this is the material determination procedure which is assigned to our sales document. So whenever you create a sales order, the system will check what is the procedure that is assigned to our sales order. So now let us see what are the contents that are present inside this determination procedure. I will go back, and here you can go to maintain prerequisites for material determination. So here you can check all this whatever I have shown you. So let us first check maintain procedure, how it is there. So if you select this, you can go and see how the procedure looks like. So this is the procedure which was assigned to our sales document type. So you are selecting this procedure, going into the control data. Here you see there is something called a step counter, and there is a field called condition type. So this is the condition type which is present inside this procedure, and there is a field called requirement which is left blank. So what is the condition type? We saw A001. Now this is a sequence in which you want the system to read this procedure. So this is the first step. So you can have as many as condition types, you can add it here. So this is the first step. This is the counter, which is nothing but like a step within a step. So in this step 10, if you want to add another condition in the same step, then you can use step 10 counter 1 and another condition type you can add here. And then we have a field called requirement. Requirement, yesterday I told you what is a requirement. Requirement means certain conditions that has to be met for this to work. So if you wanted to have certain specific conditions which needs to be satisfied for this condition type to be executed, then you specify them in a program called the ABAP program, and we mention that requirement number here. So right now we don't have any requirements to be satisfied, so we just leave it blank. So now this is how the procedure looks like. Now let us see how the condition type looks like. We are just going in the reverse order. We are not going sequentially, we are going in the reverse order. So first we saw what is the determination procedure and to which it is assigned to. So it is assigned to the sales order. So whenever you create a sales order, this is the determination procedure that will be automatically picked by the system. So inside the determination procedure, you have the condition type. So now we will check how the condition type is configured. Now define condition type, you can select this. Now you see this is the condition type and you have something else assigned to this condition type. So what is this? So this is the access sequence that is assigned to this condition type. So what is the access sequence? So access sequence is also named as the same as the condition type. So now when you create the sales order, the sales order checks if any determination procedure is assigned to it. So now we have one determination procedure A00001, and inside that we have the condition type A001, and the system checks what is the access sequence assigned to that condition type. Now we have seen that the access sequence is A001. Now let us go back and we can check how the access sequence is maintained. Now what is the access sequence? Access sequence is A001. Now this is the access sequence which we saw. Now go on, let us check the accesses that are present inside. Here you can see that there is a number, then there is something called the table here which is maintained. So this is nothing but not a tab, it is a condition table, and this is a description of the condition table, and here again we have a requirement field which is left blank. So now what we can understand from this is, in this step number 10 they have added condition table 1. So this is the condition table. So condition table is assigned to the access sequence, or essentially you can mention it like the condition table is placed inside this access sequence. So we can have any number of condition tables. So we can keep on adding any number of condition tables here. As of now, there is only one condition table that they have added here, and the table name is 1. And if you want to see what are the fields that are present inside the condition table, you can select this and go to fields. We select and go into these fields. You can see what are the fields. So it is having only one field, which is nothing but the material entered. So this is the access sequence and this is the table. So now essentially what is a condition table? How we can look at the condition table. So before this we go and check the condition table, display condition table. So what is the table we saw? It is 1. So we can select, you see that this is having only this field. So essentially table is, you can imagine that this table is similar to that of a database table. So database table will have different fields inside that. So in this condition table we have only one field, material entered. So you can create your own condition table with the fields whichever you want to have. So now for example, if you want to create a condition table, then you can go here, you can select create condition table, and you can create your own table. So it will be in the number sequence starting from 900. You can create your own condition table. At the present there are only 2 tables that are present here. So we can have create our own condition. For example, we can create table 901. So now here you see it does not have any fields. So whatever fields you wanted to be present in your condition table, you can select. So if you want to have a condition table with sales organization, distribution channel, division, then you can select. So unfortunately you don't see the sales organization field here. So if you want to have the fields here, so whatever fields are missing here, what you need to do, you need to go and select them from the field catalog. So first step will be maintain field catalog. So you can go to the field catalog and check if sales order is there, sales document type is, or the sales organization field is there. So all this we can check. If they are not present here, we can add the fields into our field catalog. So new entries you can select. Sales organization field is nothing but VKORG. So we can add our own field here. So it says already the sales org is there. Maybe we have not checked it properly. So yes, sales org is already there. So in case if you see that any of the fields you wanted is missing here, you can go and add new entries and you can add your field here. So once the field is appearing here, then you can use that field and you can create your condition table. So now we will try to create a condition table with here the condition table is not the field is not appearing here. Maybe we need to do some technical enhancement to bring that field here. But at this moment, we will try to okay, here it is. Just press page down. Here you can see sales org. So sales org, we select one field. Then another, we will check if we can add distribution channel. Then division, and then sales document type. If you want to add, we can add. So these are the fields which we wanted to have in our condition table 901. So let us generate this table. Now you can go and you can generate this table. Do you want to generate the condition table? Yes. So it is asked for a package and give some local. We will save it. Now the table AOTD 901. 901 is the name of our table, has been saved. Now we created our own condition table. Now then just make a note, like the first step here, I have explained you what are the condition, different terms that would be used. Now let us try to create our own condition technique. So now the first step would be to check the field catalog. So first we check the field catalog, and in case if any of the required fields are missing, then we need to add the field catalog. So this is the first step. Then the first step is checking the field catalog, and maybe this is also part of the first step only. So you can add checking the field catalog. In case if any of the required fields are missing, then we can add the fields into the field catalog. So this is the first step. Then the next step would be to create the condition table. You can select the fields from the field catalog, and you can create your own tables by selecting the fields from the create your own condition table. And the third step would be, now you have created your own condition table. Then what we saw, where was this table placed? So this table was placed inside the access sequence. So what we can do, we should go to maintain access sequence. Our access sequence was A001, which was assigned to the our condition type. So we can select this and go into accesses. There you can go to new entries, and give this sequence number next to number 10, 20. Then what was the table which we created? 901. Press enter. You can see our table has appeared. See what does the table have? It has these fields: sales org, distribution channel, division, and sales document type. So this table is having all these fields. And this table we have now placed it inside this access sequence. So this is the step. After creating the condition table, we need to create access sequence. So in case if we don't have an access sequence, we can create our own access sequence. So if you want to create, you can go here and you can go to new entries and you can create your own access sequence. Now if you go to this before screen, see here you can first screen, this is the first screen, you can create new entries and you can create your own access sequence. Although I am not creating my own access sequence. So here you have the option of creating your own access sequence. So now you can create your own access sequence, then create access sequence, then we need to add our condition table into the access sequence. That is what we have done. So we have added our condition table 901 into the access sequence A001. Then what we saw that, let me save this option now. Then what we saw, so what we saw next is the condition type. We need to define the condition type. So here you can go, can select. Here you can add your own new entry. So I'm not creating any new condition type. I'm just trying to show you how to create a condition type. You can click on new entry. You can add your own condition type here, like for example Z002 or something. And then you can put your access sequence A001 into that condition type. So the next step will be create condition type. After creating the condition type, you have to assign the access sequence the condition type, and then that is what we have done. We have assigned our access sequence to this condition type. I am not saving this. So then you have assigned your access sequence to condition type, and then we need to add the condition type into the procedure. Condition type into the real determination procedure, and the next step would be assigning the procedure to the sales document type, and the last step would be how to create condition record. So this is condition record is the master data. So create condition record. So we have different transaction codes for different condition record creation. So for material determination, we should use transaction code 3B01. Let me check that 1 second. So let us go to SAP-ERP access screen. Go to this logistics, sales and distribution, sales, sorry, master data, agreements, information, contract, conditions, products, material. Okay, sorry, it is VB11. So material determination transaction code VB11 is to create. We want to change already created we can use VB12 to change the already created record, and VB13 to display. Okay, so how to create the condition record, I will show you. Now, for example, again, I will show you from the beginning. We'll go to logistics. Here we can go to master data. Inside master data, so logistics, sales and distribution, master data. Inside this products, products, there you have material determination. So you can select VB11. Now, once you select this, here we need to provide, this is the way how you create your master data. So you go to VB11. Now it is asking what is the material determination type. Here you need to give our condition type. So A001 is the condition type which is present inside the material determination procedure. So we enter the condition type A001 and you can click on key combination. Key combination is nothing but the condition tables that we placed inside the access sequence. So now you already saw that when inside the access sequence there was already one table 1 which was existing, and we added our own table with this field. Now you have the option of creating master record either at this level or at this level. So if you wanted to have a master record at this level, you select this, then if you choose this, then it will take you to the next screen where you will be prompted to enter all these values for which you want to activate the material determination. So now this is the sales org, this is distribution channel, division, valid from, valid to, and this is the proposed reason. We will discuss about this reason little later. And then we have the sales document type. So if you put sales document type as OR, so then if for sales document type OR, whatever material we enter will be replaced by another material. For example, if you always enter one particular material, then that material will get replaced with this material. And if you save this, then this would get activated. I am not saving this record. So now we will check the standard option like material entered is the condition type. Now we press enter. So for material entered, let us check how the master record is maintained for this option. So I will just go to VB12 because already I have maintained this. So if I go here, see I have maintained a condition record or a master record with this option. So this is the proposed reason, this is the material entered. So whenever this material is entered, this is the material that would get substituted. So you saw in the sales order, whenever we created sales order, the T-ATD21 was the material which I entered, and it got replaced with T-ATE21 automatically. So that is the reason for this. So whenever you created a sales order, the first step is the system checks what is the material determination procedure, and it goes to that procedure, and inside that procedure it checks for the condition type, and the first step it will check what is the condition type, and then it will check inside the condition type what is the access sequence. So inside that it will display all the accesses. So access sequence is nothing but a search strategy. So it will check in the first step first access, it will check if any condition record is maintained at that level. If yes, it will pick that. If no, then it will go to the next step. So sequentially, it will check for which at which step the master records exist. So in our case, the master record we already maintained at this level, material entered. So the system will stop its search there and it will display the master data. Based on the master data that we have set up, the determination will work. So this is how the condition technique works for material determination. So we have then we need to look at how the substitution reasons are configured. So before we go into that, let me know if you have any doubts on this condition technique, because this is the same technique which we will be using across for all the other determinations also, be it material listing or exclusion, free goods or pricing procedure, text determination or output determination. This is the same condition technique, although there could be some little variations here and there, but this is the same technique which we will be using. So let me know if you have any doubts on this condition technique concept.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. How about others?
No, sir.
Okay. Good. So let us move ahead and look at how the remaining configurations are set up for material determination. So inside the SAP-ERP transaction, now maintain prerequisites for material determination. This is what we have seen. So first we will have to check the field catalog. So in case if any of the fields which you are looking at to create your condition table does not exist, we need to add our fields to the field catalog. Once the fields are added, we need to create a condition table. Then we create our access sequence. Then we put the condition table inside the access sequence. Then create condition type. Then put our access sequence into the condition type. Then add our condition type into the determination procedure. We can create our own determination procedure as well. So you can add your condition type into the determination procedure and assign that determination procedure to our sales document type, and then we can create condition records. So condition record is the master data, or we call it as the condition masters. So for material determination, we have a condition master. Similarly, we have price procedure, we have condition master. For text also, we will have condition master. For outputs, we have condition masters. So all this master data, these form the part of the master data that we need to create. So master data will be manually created by the end users. So like how they create customer master or material master, they will create condition records for material determination as well. So now the next step, this is the prerequisites for material determination, and the next step is the assigning the procedures to sales document type. This we have seen. Then we have something called the substitution reasons. Now, whenever we attempted to create the material determination, so here we can see I am trying to display one of the master record which I created. So I press enter, go to VB12, press, give the condition type as A001. I go to VB12, give condition type, material determination condition type A001, press enter. And now here you can see this is the material for which I have maintained the condition record. Here you see there is a proposed reason, and here also there is a reason. So there could be other reasons also, and you also can create your own reasons. So here there are some 8 reasons that are present here. So each of these reasons will have its own configuration in the backend. So now I have used this advertising campaign as the reason for the substitution. See now, for example, there are other reasons which we will look at how these reasons are configured. So now here you see the configuration of these reasons. Here you can see define substitution reasons. If I execute this, there are these 8 reasons and how these 8 reasons are configured. So here this is the reason. You can create your own reason, the description of the reason, then you have something called the entry. So what does this entry mean? So indicates whether the system prints the name or number of the original material on corresponding output. So order confirmation, order acknowledgement, these kind of outputs will get generated from the sales order. So we will be looking at how to generate these outputs from the transactional documents when we deal with output determination procedure concept. So as of now, the significance for this field entry is whenever this field is checked, then the system will decide on whether to print the original material before the substitution. So you are entering one material A and it gets substituted by another material B. So now in the order confirmation or in the order acknowledgement which you are sending to your customer, do you want the original material to be printed? So if you want that to happen, then you need to check this field entry here. And then the next field is warning. So before the determination has to happen, if you want to have a warning from the system to just say that the material is going to be now replaced or something like that, then you tick this warning. So now for example, I enable this check, okay, and I save this. Okay, now for this substitution reason, I have enabled this warning. So now let us go and create an order and how this works. So we are using the substitution reason in our master record. So now let me, before the uh, determination or the substitution happens, the system will give one warning. Now this is the material which I have maintained. Now let me enter. See, now this is the warning. Material TATE21 found on the basis of entry TATD21. So for this TATD21, TATE21 would be replaced, and the reason is the advertising campaign. So this is the warning that I enabled. Again, if I press enter, then the replacement would happen. So without this, many of them may not notice that the material has been substituted. So it is always better to have a warning checked, because if I just enter ATD21 and just press enter, the system will replace it with ATE21, and many of them will not be aware of this change. So it is always better to have a warning enabled to indicate that the material is going to get substituted. So then we will see how the other configurations are made. So then you see the field called strategy. So what is the strategy? So how you want the material determination to work? So strategy means there could be other options, like for example, there are multiple options here like blank, A and B. So what it means? Blank means automatically the material will get substituted. It will not give any options to the user. A means the substitute products are displayed for selection. So you can have, for example, one material A, and you can maintain a list of other materials which you wanted to have for substitution, like B, C, D, something. And when we have this option of A in the strategy, the system will prompt us with a window where the substitute products will be available. So based on that, the user can select which material they wanted to have as a substitute for the one which they entered. So if they entered material A, and the system will prompt them with a window with other substitute materials, so they can select which material they wanted to substitute with A. Now for example, now in this we are having this strategy as A. So 005 is the substitution reason which has a strategy A, which means that the substitute product will be displayed for selection. now let us create our condition record with this strategy, with this substitution reason. So wait, this. Now let us go to here. Let us select this 005. Here also we change it to 005. This substitution reason has the strategy as A, which means that it will display all the substitute products. So now here if you enter what are the alternate materials available. See, these are the materials which we can use to substitute against this. So now when I go and enter order, all these materials will be displayed in the window, and I will have the option to select which material I wanted. So I have saved this. Go back and create my own sales order. Now for example, I create a sales order here, VA01, and provided the sold to paste. Now I enter ATD21 and order quantity 10. Now the system should prompt us with a window. See, the system has come up with a window which has all these details. So these are the three materials which we listed as a substitute for ATD21. Here what is the delivery date? On the particular delivery date, what would be the quantity that is available for them? So this, for example, now if you want to select this material to replace this, you can select this, select one entry. So let me select this. Now this is the material which will get replaced. Now you can see M01 got replaced. Why it got displayed twice is because maybe I have activated free goods for this. So that's the reason it is getting displayed twice. So maybe I will show you another material. Now if you want, I can select this and it will get replaced with this material. So it is depending on the strategy. So now define substitution, and let us look at other fields. Then we have something called the outcome. So what is this outcome? Outcome same as that. If it is blank, the item will be replaced. If it is A, substitution products are displayed as sub items. B, as in A, but only when creating the item in sales. So now if we look at the outcome as A, for example, if you have the outcome as A, okay, then the substituted product will be displayed as a sub item. So if you remember initially when I put the sales order, I showed you, right, when I opened the material determination initially a few minutes back, first time, you saw a sub item was getting created. It was because of this substitution reason. Now, for example, if I change the substitution reason to 04, because it has the outcome as B, sorry, A. So then I save this. Now let us see how our substitution will work. So then enter. Now the substitute product will be displayed as a subline item. The substituted product is ATE21 and it is displayed as a subline which is grayed out. Now the pricing would have been carried out here. If you go and select the conditions here, you can see the pricing is carried out at the main line only, and the subline it will have a 0 value. But this is the product which is replacing the other one which we entered. So pricing is not enabled for this because of this item category. So item category, you can see what is the sub items item category. It will be based on this higher level item category. It is based on the item category determination configuration. So this is the substitution reason based on the outcome. And now we will check the other fields here. After this outcome, we have something called the substitution category. So what is a substitution category? Substitution category, it will be mainly used in case of any repair orders with service products. So how the substitution category will control the service product is entered automatically. So for example, you have a service order. In that you have a material which is a service item, like the time of the technician or something. So if you want to replace, or if you want to add a sub item to that along with the spare parts that you would be using for the service, then in that case this will work. So what it mentions is that in repair orders with service products, when you enter a serviceable material in the repair request item, the system performs material determination to find suitable service products for the serviceable material. So the serviceable material is, for example, you are trying to service an air condition. Then the serviceable product is air condition. So the service parts for that air condition, like compressor or the copper tube or something. So that also will get displayed in the selection. So whichever part you wanted to have for this to service that main product, then you can select that and you can create your own service order. So that is the significance of this substitution category. So we are not having this enabled because whatever we are creating our normal orders and not service orders. So here you can see equipment service, it is only enabled for service orders. So this is about the different substitution reasons which you can use in your material determination master record. So whenever you are creating a material determination master record, you can use any of these substitution reasons, and we saw how these substitution reasons are configured. Based on this, the behavior of the system will be determined. So if you just simply put one substitution reason which does not have any such options, then the system will directly just like that, it will replace the material. You can have the option of warning, then it will ask, it will just provide a warning. Then in the strategy or outcome, you can select accordingly. Then the system will display the substitute products for selection along with the ATP quantities. So for example, if you have a product A which you wanted to replace it with other product, but still there is some stock of that material A, then in that case the same material we can enter in the material entered. Now for example, in this case, this is the material which you wanted to replace with this material, but this material has some stock already. So you want to exhaust this stock before the before the system goes with this replacement. In that case, what you can do, in this material entered field, you can go and add this initial product material itself. You can add it there, so that the system will first check this product, and in case if the stock is available, then it will leave the order with this same product only, and only when the stock of this gets exhausted, then it will go for the substitution. So suddenly if this material gets substituted, and if there is stock for this material, then that stock would get will go unused, right? So in those cases, to avoid such issues, you will have the same material you can add first, and then you can add the other replacement material. So any doubts so far on this material determination concept?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. About others?
No, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So this theoretical concept I have already covered by way of showing you in the system. So you can just go through the theoretical part. So whatever the substitution reasons they have mentioned here. So manual product selection I have told you. Then automatic product selection. The different scenarios they have mentioned. So this is the illustration. So this is the order you are trying to create, and this order type will have this procedure assigned. Inside this procedure, we will have this condition type. So first step, it will check this condition, and it will check what is the access sequence. Inside the access sequence, what are the different fields, and for which level the condition records are available, or the master records are available. In our case, it was available at this material entered level. So it will select that, and then it will update the order with that master record. So in this case, there is no record available for this table 2. The records are available only for this table 1, and the material gets replaced with this material. So this is the material what they entered in the sales order. Based on the condition record, it get replaced with M-10. So this is all about setting up of the material determination. We have the learning assessment at the back of this unit. So you can try this, and then you can also look at the exercises for this. This is exercise number 9. You can look at setting up material determination. So there are 2 tasks that I have given here. So you can try to attend to these 2 tasks. So, and let me know in case if you have any doubts. So are we good to proceed further with the next concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, just give me a minute. Let me have some water. Okay, so let us move ahead with the next concept of material listing and exclusion. So what is material listing and what is material exclusion? So now, if you want to restrict your customer with certain products that they must buy, so in that cases, we can use these techniques of listing and exclusion. So if you want your customer only to buy certain products only, and then you can list those products for that particular customer, and the customer will be able to order only from those products which are listed for them. So they will not be able to order other products. So if you have some 100 products which you are selling and you want to restrict your particular customer to buy only 10 products out of those 100, then we can create a condition record for listing with that 10 products, and the customer will always be allowed to order those 10 products only. In case if they try to create order for any other product apart from the 10, then the system will throw an error stating that the material is not listed for this customer. On the other hand, if you want to exclude some products for a customer, then we put them in that exclusion condition record, and the customer will not be able to order those products. So if you have put one particular material as excluded for particular customer, then they will not be able to order that product. So that is how exclusion works. So for this both material listing as well as exclusion, we use the condition technique. So material listing and exclusion condition technique is used. So the transaction to create condition masters for them is VB01 for create, VB02 for change, and VB03 for display. Now it also works based on the same material determination, same condition technique as we discussed in the material determination, but here the procedure would be different. So now let us see what is the procedure and what is the condition types that are present for listing and exclusion and how it works. Now and go to AP reference IMG, sales and distribution, basic functions, listing / exclusion. So here you can see the same thing like what we saw: maintain condition tables, maintain allowed fields, maintain access sequence, procedures for maintaining listing exclusion, maintain listing exclusion condition type, activate listing exclusion by sales document type. So now if we click this, let us check what is the exclusion or listing procedure that is assigned to our document type. Now our document type is OR. So for OR, you can see that A00001 is the listing procedure and B00001 is the exclusion procedure. So now let us look at how the condition types are present inside the listing and exclusion procedure and what are the condition types. So now procedures for maintaining. So you can go here, double click on this. So this is the listing procedure, this is the exclusion procedure. So now let us select the listing procedure, go to control data. Here you see A001 is the listing condition type that they have used here. And similarly for exclusion, if you select, they would have used B001 condition type. Now we can check what is the access sequence that is assigned to this condition type. So for listing condition type A001, similarly the access sequence is A001. For the exclusion also, the access sequence is B001. So we can check how the accesses are and what condition tables are present inside the access sequence. Now for listing, this was the access sequence which was assigned to the listing condition type, and select this, double click on the accesses. Here you see there are many accesses. So 501 they have repeated 3 times, I don't know for what reason, and 1 they have repeated again, so I don't know what is the reason. It is enough if you create it only once. So you can have number 1, step number 1, this is the condition table 501, and step number 2 they can maintain with other table 1. So I don't know what reason they have maintained it multiple times. So the condition table that they have used is here 501 and 1. So whenever you try to create a condition record with this condition type A001, the key combinations that would appear are these two: customer hierarchy slash article and customer slash material. Now let us try to create a master record for this listing. So go to VB01, whether we want to create for listing or exclusion. So let us create first for listing. So this is the condition type. You press enter, you see these are the two accesses that we saw in this access sequence. These are the two conditions. So now I will select this. I prefer to maintain condition record at this level. I press enter. Now for a particular customer, okay, for particular customer, let us check for which customer we can create. Now I'm trying to check. So I will try to use this customer. For this customer, this valid from today, it is valid from today until, for example, let us put month. So this material I am listing it for this customer. So I am listing only this particular material. So this customer can buy only this material, but you can list how many other materials you want. You can list it and you save. Now this is the only material which I have listed. Now whenever I try to create custom sales order for this customer, if I give any other material apart from this M01, it will say that that material is not listed for this customer. So let us try to check how this works. Material. And now if I go and give M01, the system will accept. Okay, this is because I have activated free goods for this material. Next we will be discussing free goods. That is the reason you see that another line is coming here. So you can ignore this for this time being. So if I give any other material apart from this, the system will throw an error saying that the material is not listed. Okay, since we have added material determination, it is okay for this material. So if I have I'm not sure why listing is not working here. Analysis, material listing and on. Yeah, we need to add all these materials there. Let's remove all the materials first. So listing will only work for the materials which you have listed. For any other material you are not listed, the system should not work. It should say that the material is not listed, therefore not allowed. Just check the exercises. And let us try to create one more listing record. Okay. Listing tab. Yes. So this is the listing I have created for this particular customer. Now let me check by creating a sales order. Now I trying to create order for 8821 and another. Okay, so here you can see ATF21 is not listed and therefore not allowed. So we have not listed that product. So it is not allowing. It is only accept the ATA21. So now if I enter ATB, it will allow because that material is listed. So again, if I try to enter the material is not listed. Okay. Are you clear on this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then this is the concept of material listing. So now there are certain products which you do not want your customer to order. Then we can put them in the exclusion. So now, for example, the customer no longer wants to purchase these materials. So ATF21 or ATG21. So we can exclude them for this particular customer. So we can create an exclusion condition record. So A001 instead of that B001 is the exclusion condition. So for the same customer, if I am trying to exclude these materials for them, ATF21 and T hyphen We have excluded these materials for this customer. So if they try to order these two materials, then the system will throw an error. Now let us look at how this works. And if I put ATF21, it will say material is excluded. Material has been excluded, so it will not allow me to order. So if I put ATA1, it will accept. So this is there. Now I put ATG also, it will say it is excluded. So material is been excluded. So the system will not allow this customer to order these materials which are excluded. So you don't want this customer to buy these materials, so you can put them in the exclusion list. So this is about the material listing and exclusion concept. So this also works same as per the material determination or the condition technique. So condition technique is very common, and listing and exclusion also works based on this condition technique, which we already seen the basic concept of what is a condition technique. So you can try to create some listing and exclusion condition types. You can create your own condition type. You can create your own determination procedure. You can add your condition types there by creating your own access sequences with whatever tables you can create. You can, and then you can test all this on your own. So this is the basic concept of what is a listing, what is an exclusion, and what is a material determination. So any doubts on this concept so far before we move further? No, sir.
No, no, sir.
जास्त शिकवलं का माहिती जास्त शिकवलं मला
Fine. So now the next concept which we are going to discuss is about the free goods. So this theoretically you can read all this in the material. I have already shown in the system, so I don't think it is required for me to again explain the theory, because you already seen it in the system. But ensure you take up the learning assessment at the back of each unit, so that you can have a better understanding of the theoretical concepts. So the next unit we are going to discuss about how to set up the free goods. So free goods are nothing but in all the business processes, we might be required to give our customers some material as free. So even today, when you go and buy some products, you will look if they are giving any product as free for that particular product which you intend to buy. So you intend to buy something, and the vendor or the shopkeeper, he would say that if you buy 1 kg of this, you will get 200 grams of another product free. Or there could be instances where already they would have incorporated some free quantity, like 100 grams of this soap, you will have 20 grams free or 20 grams extra. So all this you might have seen, right? So if you purchase a soap, in that suddenly they would be saying 20% free. So if you buy one product, you will get another product free. So that is also possible. So there are two different ways of how we see this free goods process. One is called the inclusive free goods, and another is called the exclusive free goods. So in case of inclusive free goods, the material which is being given as free will be the same material as the original material. So example is the soap, which you will give 20% extra. So the free material which they are giving is also the soap only. They are not giving any new product. But there is something called an exclusive free goods. For example, if you buy 1 kg of some product A, they will give 100 grams of product B as free. So if you buy toothpaste, and they may give you a toothbrush free or a soap free. So those is an exclusive free goods quantity. So there are two ways to look at it. I repeat, it is exclusive free goods and inclusive free goods. So here again in the free goods also